It's going to be a hot one out there.
It is, and we're also tracking some storms, so we'll have that heat first, and then we have to watch for that storm threat later in the day. Today and then again tomorrow, we're going to see another round of potentially severe storms, and we're also tracking a flood threat. So we have a lot to watch for. That's why we're giving you the first alert. We're seeing some coastal showers and storms down to the south right now in parts of St. Bernard Parish and Upper Plaquemines Parish. Just little scattered showers right now, nothing too much to worry about. But as we get that daytime heating, we're going to see more storm activity in our area. And then we have this wave of storms that's moving along the Gulf Coast. It's over in Texas right now. This energy is going to interact with our peak daytime heating and the storms that we already have. So we got to watch for that threat for more storm activity and potentially some flooding today. Tomorrow we have another round, but we'll start with today. Our threats today are going to be damaging winds over 60 miles per hour possible. We could see hail up to an inch. Frequent lightning definitely on the higher end for the threat here. So if you have outdoor plans, make sure you have ways to get those lightning alerts. You can use the Fox 8 weather app and you'll get notifications. And then flooding, we could see some street flooding as those heavier storms are not going to have a very fast motion to them because there's not a front or anything like that coming through to sweep it out until that energy gets to us later this evening. Very low in tornado threat today, but we will watch for that as well. Here's those showers that we're seeing right now on the modeling. You're going to see that coverage increasing, and we could see a strong storm or two pop up along the Lake Sea breeze once we get to the early evening. Got to watch for lightning with those and gusty winds. And then here's the wave of energy coming from Texas. It's still kind of in central Louisiana in the early evening, and then it will get to us by later on. But we'll kind of have to watch what happens here. You saw this wave of energy coming out from the storms that popped up here. There's going to be a lot of boundaries flying around. And what that means is the storms are going to be unpredictable on where they're going to pop up. So that's why you just want to stay weather aware as we head throughout the rest of the day today, especially from the afternoon through the early evening. Then look what the modeling does here. You can see some lingering storms late tonight we'll have to watch for. I think that's the tail end of that storm complex that's coming from Texas. This model generates another storm complex that starts in southwestern Louisiana. We might have to watch for some isolated stronger storms ahead of that as well that have severe potential, along with that squall line coming in. Now this model has been jumping a lot on the timing. So the moral of the story when we have kind of storm complexes like this is to check in on the forecast in the morning, in the middle of the day, and then anytime you're trying to head out so you can see where those storms are at and what the latest is with the model runs. But this one is showing a lot of storm activity in the morning during the commute, so something to closely watch for. And then we see widespread coastal storm activity through the afternoon. And that's been pretty consistent on the modeling. I definitely think the coastal areas tomorrow are going to see a lot of storms. Friday looks much better because we'll have a front coming down. It's getting closer, mostly coastal shower and storm activity. You could have an isolated storm or two on the south shore, but things will be very quickly clearing out. What I'm worried about today with flood threat is just wherever those afternoon pop-up storms are because they're not going to have a lot of motion. But tomorrow it's a much more widespread flood threat where you're getting those swaths of over 5 inches of rain possible. So we have to keep a close eye on the flooding potential. After that front comes through, it's going to feel much better for Saturday and Sunday. We'll see that humidity going down and our temperatures back off a little bit, but with the lower humidity, the mid 80s on Saturday, 86 degrees will feel much better than an 88 with higher humidity. We do start to heat up after that. We'll get back to 90 degrees by next week. We have to start looking at the tropics. We are 4 days away from June 1st, which is the official start of hurricane season. And we are tracking some dust out there. We could see some Saharan dust getting into the Gulf by the end of this week. This is showing us things are starting to go off the coast of Africa. The winds are starting to blow out there, but the dust keeps things quiet for us all the way through the long range into next week as well. What we are watching for is the Central American gyre, which is this low pressure that forms over Central America this time of year. We could see some activity in the middle of June trying to start to spark up there, and that's typical for this time of year. We usually watch the Northern Caribbean and those areas in the Gulf for more homegrown development in the beginning of the season. So we'll keep an eye on that, but right now nothing to worry about over the extended forecast through the next 7 days. We're just giving you the first alert for today and tomorrow. keep a close eye on the forecast, especially if you have outdoor plans and on those commutes tonight. And then tomorrow morning, we could see heavy flooding activity. Through the weekend, though, much better forecast. Looking great. It'll feel nice before summer returns next week.